hand. I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Hand, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe there never was, but now I look at the night.
Miles City better pick it up here because St. Regis is running away with this competition right now. All right, let's have another kid from Miles City come up here.
And when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulder. How can I help?
International Harvester. All right.
I'm the son of a third-generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. I'm a God-fearing, hard-working combine driver, hogging up the road on my plower, chugga-lugga-lugging 5 miles an hour on my International Harvester. 3 miles of cars laying on their horns, falling on deaf ears of corn, lined up behind me like a big parade of late to work, road rage jerks, shouting obscene words, flipping me the bird. Well, you may be on a state paved road, but that blacktop runs through my payload. Excuse me for trying to do my job, but this year ain't been no bumper crop. If you don't
Testing. There we go. All right. The Miles City folks are kind of disappointed in the contestants we have up here. So that's all right. All right. Let's have St. Regis get up here and do it again. What do you want to lip sync?
I'm going to go with Party in the USA.
Good choice. Solid choice.
I hopped up the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the taxi man turned on the radio and a Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up to play my song. The butterflies fly away. Nodding my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. Got my hands up to play my song. You know I'm gonna be okay. Yeah. It's a party in the USA. Yeah. It's a party in the USA. Get to the club in my taxi cab. Everybody's looking at me now.
That was pretty good. Can Miles City pull it out of the bag here at the end? All right. Let's hear it from Miles City. All right, what do you want to lip sync?
Wild Montana Skies.
Wild Montana Skies. All right.
He was born in the Bitterroot Valley in the early morning rain. Wild geese over the water, heading north and home again, bringing a warm wind from the south, bringing the first taste of the spring. His mother took him to her breast, softly she did sing. Oh, Montana, give this child a home. Give him the love of a good family and a woman of his own. Give him a fire in his heart, give him a light in his eyes. Give him the wild wind for brother and the wild Montana skies. His mother died that summer and he never learned to cry. He never knew his father and he never did ask why. And he never knew the answers that would make an easy way. But he learned to know the wilderness and to be a man that way. His mother's brother took him into his family and his home, gave him a hand that he could lean on and the strength to call his own. And he learned to be a farmer, and he learned to love the land, and he learned to read the seasons.
All right, now we're going to have you guys step forward, and we're going to gauge from the crowd who did the best, and we're going to pick our top two. So step forward. All right. Let's hear it for Miles City right here. All right. Our next Miles City. Oh, a little bit weaker there. Miles City number 3. That's better, that's better. Now on to St. Regis. Party in the USA, St. Regis. Yeah. Sweet Caroline, St. Regis. What did we think? These 3? All right. Our 2 Miles City on the end. Thank you for competing. So this time we're going to leave the mic on, and you might have to sing along a little bit. Yeah. Get a little. All right. Who wants to go first? Miles City, right at it.
Country Roads.
Country Roads.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old and older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories.
All right. What do you want?
Party in the USA again.
Party in the USA, rolling 2 for 2 here. All right, let's hear it.
Get to the club in my taxi cab, everybody's looking at me now. Like, who's that chick that's rocking kicks? She gotta be from out of town. So hard with my girls on around me, it's definitely not a Nashville party.
Sit up, sit up, sit up!
I guess I never got the memo. My tummy's hurting and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure, I'm nervous. It's when the taxi passing on the radio, and the Britney song was on. And the Britney song was on. And the Britney song was on. So I put my hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Nodding my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. I got my hands up to play my song. You know I'm gonna be okay.
starting the FFA!
Feel like I've been on a flight.
We have a special request that was brought to us. Bailey Gasvoda, can you please come up to the stage and sing Mr. Mom, straight from Mr. Rose himself? Let's hear it for Bailey. Oh, you better get up here. It's starting.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Lost my job, came home mad, got a hug and a kiss, and that's too bad. She said, I can go to work until you find another job. I thought, I like the sound of that. Watch TV and take long naps. Go from a hard-working dad to being Mr. Mom. Well, papers mailed in a Maytag dryer. Crayons go up one drawer higher. Rewind Barney for the 15th time. Breakfast 6, naps at 9. There's bubble gum in the baby's hair. Sweet potatoes in my lazy chair. Been crazy all day long, and it's only Monday, mister.
That was pretty good. All right. And for our final St. Regis competitor, he's going to do Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Let's hear it. Woo!
Hello, hello. Is this on? Okay.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say. But I keep cruising. Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the player's gonna play, 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 play. And the haters gonna hate, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the faker's gonna fake, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. I never miss a beat. I'm lightning on my feet. And that's what they don't see. That's what they don't see.
Thank you! Hey, make sure to vote for me, please. Thank you.
All right, let's get you guys right up front here. We're going to do our final cheer. All right, let's hear it from Miles City here. All right, all right. All right, Party in the USA, St. Regis. Now Shake It Off, St. Regis. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's unanimous there. All right, congratulations. Good work, everyone. I'm pretty sure we're going to get kicked off the stage here pretty soon. So thank you, and have a good rest of your day.
It is my pleasure to welcome all members, advisors, parents, and guests to the 91st Annual Montana FFA State Convention here in Billings, Montana. Please stand as the Victor FFA members Emma, Hannah, Olivia, and Taylor present the colors, and Emily Cole from Roundup sings the national anthem.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Countdown to showtime. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome all members, advisors, and guests to the 91st Annual Montana FFA State Convention. Please rise and welcome your 2020 and 2021 State Officer Team. Your State Parliamentarian from Fairview, Allison Young. Your State Sentinel from Missoula, Max Andries. Your State Reporter from Carter County, Gracie Took. Your State Treasurer from Victor, Gracie Smith. Your State Secretary from Missoula, McKenna Quirk. Your State Second Vice President from Dawson, Shay Van Dyke. Your State First Vice President from Big Sandy, Bailey Gasvoda. Your State President from Twin Bridges, Brooke Melhoff. And let's give it up for your State Advisor from Bozeman, Mr. Jim Rose. This morning, we would like to thank Opportunity Bank of Montana for sponsoring this general session. It's through the generous support of Montana FFA donors that help make this event possible.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the fourth and final session of the Montana FFA 91st State Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President.
The parliamentarian.
Here by a copy of Robert's Rules of Order.
Your duties there?
It is my obligation to know and share information about parliamentary law and assist members in proper meeting procedure and etiquette so that we may accomplish the business of the association. I assure that every member will be heard and that the majority will prevail.
The sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
Reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
USA! 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 The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Stationed by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being lots older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam or Mr. Vice President, why do you keep the plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol for labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we shall follow the leadership of our president, we will be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, for the last time, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Vice Presidents. The Secretary will now call the roll of members.
There are 400 members and guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA membership possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this, the fourth general session of the 91st Montana FFA State Convention, duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matter which may properly be presented. Now it is my privilege to introduce to you the girl who has memorized equal amounts of Twilight quotes and FFA trivia. Whether she's riding horses or cracking jokes, she radiates positivity and never fails to brighten the room. Please welcome tonight's session chair and your 2020-2021 State Treasurer, Gracie Smith.
Thank you, Brooke. Joining me today as your co-session chair is someone who knows every single detail of all of the Star Wars franchise, including the Disney Junior episodes, and never fails to make us laugh, whether it's wrapping up his dog like a burrito or making hilarious grammar mistakes. Your state's second vice president, Che Van Dyke.
Welcome to the fourth and final session of the 91st FFA Convention. This session marks not only the end of the year in Montana FFA, but the beginning of a new adventure. Recognize that what you've gained from convention and utilize it as you make connections to foster your ideas and goals. Today, we will recognize the hard work that has been accomplished this past week and year. We will look back on our convention and prepare for a new and exciting year. The retiring addresses of your state sentinel, Max Andries, and your state president, Brooke Melhoff, will be heard. We will recognize American FFA degree recipients, the dedication of our parents and advisors, and honorary memberships will be presented. And finally, CDE winners will be rewarded. Am I forgetting anything, Gracie?
Yeah, Che, you're forgetting one of the most anticipated moments of convention.
Oh yes, I just about forgot. Let's not forget about our 8 new leaders who truly embody what it is to be connected by corduroy will be installed as your 2021-2022 Montana FFA State Officer Team. Again, thank you to Opportunity Bank for sponsoring this fourth and final session. And now a message from our sponsor.
Hello, I'm Cleve Witham, Market President and Senior Ag Lender with Opportunity Bank of Montana. I'm proud to represent Opportunity Bank as sponsor of the 2021 Montana FFA Convention General Session. On behalf of our team, welcome to the closing session. Attendance at a virtual convention demonstrates your commitment to agriculture, leadership development, and the valuable relationships built within our tight-knit communities. Like all of you, Opportunity Bank is committed to the future of the Montana ag industry. We have a strong statewide footprint and are proud to be the state's top FSA guaranteed lender. Our team is rooted in production agriculture and devoted to the farmers and ranchers we are fortunate enough to serve. I applaud all of you for your continued dedication to FFA. You are the future leaders of Montana's most important industry. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your convention.
Thank you, Cleve, for your inspiring words, and Opportunity Bank of Montana for all you do to support our members. Let's show our appreciation for our final session sponsor with a final round of applause.
At this time, we would like to welcome Tyler Noyes for a greeting from the Montana FFA alumni.
Well, thank you, and good morning. I'd ask how you all are, but I kind of have a general idea. About half of you are exhausted, half asleep, and will not remember a single thing I say. And the other half of you are eagerly anticipating how you placed in your contest or how your team did, and you just want me to wrap this up so we can move along and get to the good stuff, right? I assume that's a safe assumption. I will make this very brief. It is a great honor and a privilege to be with you here in Billings, Montana. The Montana State FFA alumni and supporters is very proud and honored to have the opportunity to join you all here in Billings and to get to share state convention with you. We have the unique honor and privilege of serving, as you might say, in a supportive role to you, our Montana FFA students, your alumni at each of your individual chapters, and of course, we enjoy playing the most supportive role to your amazing agricultural educators. Now, that being said, the Montana FFA alumni knows that it's been a very challenging year, and for this, as part of, in addition to our greeting to you here at State Convention, we would also offer to continue to offer our support and do whatever we can do to help overcome the challenges that we're still facing. I know we're not out of the woods yet, but I feel very honored to look out and to see the dedication of you FFA members. Congratulations to you all to making it to our in-person state convention, to our contest contestants and our contest winners, and of course, a huge shout out to your teachers who pushed you through and managed to get you here today. We're very thankful for that. Let's have a round of applause for your ag teachers. I would like to thank just a few couple of people. We, of course, would like to thank the past state officers for this year. They have done an amazing job. It's been a challenging year, but I think we can be very impressed with their results. Thank you, of course, to the Billings Convention Center staff for hosting us, giving us the opportunity to meet in person. Riley and his tech crew for putting on all of this. And of course, I can't list everybody. I'd be up here all day, and you don't want that. We need to move on, right? And half of you are asleep. I can see you out there. And of course, a thank you to your advisors, the foundation board, and everyone in between. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And real quickly, I got to throw my pitch in here. Those of you who are graduating seniors, and it's getting close to that time where it's time to move on to new and bigger things, I would like to take this opportunity to tell you that the journey is not over. I'm not that much older than many of you in here. I'm still a student myself, and I'm probably in terms of maturity scale, probably way lower than most of you. But there are opportunities within the Montana FFA alumni and supporters. So just because you may hang up your jacket doesn't mean you can't continue to serve with a passion for FFA and agriculture. We have many opportunities here on the Montana FFA Alumni and Supporters Board, and of course, our collegiate FFA chapter at MSU. So with that, I know I was getting a little wrong-winded and we need to move along. I would like to thank my fellow board members, Emily, Mandy, Mike, and Kelsey, for all the hard work they've done. And again, congratulations to everyone. And thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to come here and be with you in person. Enjoy the rest of your convention and have a safe journey home. Thank you.
Thank you to Montana FFA alumni and Tyler Norris for your support of our organization. Please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation.
Would the advisors of the state officers please join Bailey behind the satellite stage on your right?
Please direct your attention to the satellite stage and give a warm welcome to Neela, John, and Kyla Andrews.
Hey. Clearly, we're here to introduce our brother Max. And I say clearly because, unfortunately, we all look identical. Let's talk about Max. You guys saw last night. I wouldn't say he's the best state officer.
Heck, he's not even the best state officer in the family.
He's not even the best sentinel in the family.
But according to our mom's 28 of her last 30 profile pictures, he's the only one. In all actuality, we would like to thank this state officer team for putting up with the real global pandemic, Max's handwriting. John, you're up next.
Hard pass, I barely know the guy. Max is the only person I know that drinks an entire gallon of milk a day. So in honor of that, I'll be trying to drink this by the end of the intro. Max and I don't have a ton in common being 4 years apart. A mom, maybe a dad. But I love him anyway. When I first met Max, he was 10 pounds, 3 ounces, and illiterate. Over the past 19 years, only one of those has changed. Max has always been funny, or at least told he's been funny. So a little piece of advice, Max. Don't worry about your jokes this morning. Mom's still gonna laugh. I wish I could say more, but I have a job to do. Cheers.
I hope that was worth it, because John is lactose intolerant. I was so excited when I learned Max was coming to MSU with me, mostly because my check engine light had been on for about 2 months prior. It took about a week for Max and I to make a deal. I would do his laundry, and he would fix my car when it started making weird sounds. Sounds pretty fair, right? Well, not exactly. You see, Max doesn't change his clothes very often. And I don't change my oil very often. Making the single load of laundry I would do for him every 2 weeks, pretty much incomparable to the constant work he would do on my car. However, every time he would answer my FaceTime or text with, "I'll be over soon." To Max, it was never about who was doing more or who was getting the credit. He was too focused on the task at hand to worry about those things. This was obvious in the way he served Montana FFA this year. It is our pleasure to introduce your 2020-2021 Montana FFA State Sentinel and our baby brother, Max Andries.
The way your fingers fit mine is 5 + 5, not a rocket science. This day and time, that's hard to find, it's true. The road we're on ain't a traffic jam. It's a Sunday drive on a piece of land. It's paradise as long as I'm with you. It's like 1, 2, 3, just as easy as can be. Just the way you look at me, you make me smile. Ain't no need to complicate it. We both know that's overrated. We've been there, it's safe to say it ain't our style. It's just that simple, S-I-M-P-L-E, simple as can be. It's just that simple, S-I-M-P-L-E, simple.
I'm going to start things off with a little quote from my good friend, Ferris Bueller. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and take a look around every once in a while, you can miss it. Let's think back to our first year in the Blue Jacket. For most of us, that's freshman year. For others like myself, 7th or 8th grade. I remember being eager and excited for a contest, community service activity, and anything else I could attend, especially the dances. Imagine 7th grade me. I was at least a foot shorter and only about 10 pounds lighter, an absolute unit on the dance floor. I would march right up to the center where all the big kids were and have the time of my life, hoping that one day I could make a name for myself on the dance floor, of course. And this feeling never went away. I remember my sophomore year, I spent literally every day after school for 2 straight months practicing my jitterbugging skills so that one day I could be just like Henry Smith or my older brother who was always tearing it up on the dance floor. It got to the point where, I even started to write dance practices on the CD practice schedule, and they quickly became the most attended practices of the week. It got to the point where our advisors started to worry that the only contest we would win at state was the dance contest. Even through all my many miles traveled and events attended, some of my favorite memories come from the dances. Such a little part of FFA created such a big impact. As I was tearing it up to apple-bottom jeans, I never stopped to think of how many hours of dancing I had left, and it was always over before I wanted it to be. It's the same thing with my time in FFA. I dreaded the thought of zipping up this jacket for the last time, but it always seemed farther away than today. Time moves really, really fast, and it's okay to stop, take a moment, and simply enjoy life. Since I was 6 years old, I have been showing animals, attending state conventions, and making friendships that will last a lifetime. However, up until recently, it never truly set in that this is my last year. And I know we all have similar stories to this, right? Now, raise your hand or give a shout if you play or played a sport. Yeah. If you raised your hand, you know how hard it is to prioritize between school, sports, FFA, your extracurriculars, and your social life. Every year, the national convention is during my last football game. I've attended nationals since 7th grade, and therefore, I've always skipped my last game, knowing there will be another game, another season, or another sport. This past year, I had the same mentality, but when I got back from nationals, I realized that was it. That was the last football game I could ever play in as a high schooler, and I missed it. It was gone. There was no dial I could turn back to play in my last football game. I was broken on the inside. I always said that I didn't like football, and I just did it because it was expected. It was something so my mom could wear the button, post on Facebook, and be a football mom. Now, I know I was lying to myself. I love the sport, and I find myself even today looking for a reason to experience football again. Before this year, I've never watched a whole football game from start to finish. Now, I've watched dozens. On Friday night, I started playing football with my brothers in Sigma Nu. Even now, I look for every excuse to experience football again. But it was over, just like the dances when the clock struck midnight. Regardless of what it is, the last of anything is bittersweet. I felt this exact same feeling this past year at Gold Conference when the interviewer asked me to take off my jacket as it was the last time I would ever wear it, and then asked me the simple question, where would you be without it? I was stumped. That simple question threw me off. It was one of the hardest moments in my life to think that way. Where would I be without FFA? I honestly have no idea. It has been a part of me ever since I can remember. Even though I knew I could put my jacket on after the 10-minute interview was over, it felt like forever. In my interview, I rambled on about my history in FFA and ran out of the room as quickly as I could. It wasn't until afterwards that I began to realize how deep my roots are in this organization. Never once in my entire FFA career have I stopped, taken a moment to breathe in the sound, the air, and the energy. As I reflected on my time in FFA after Gold Conference, I found it hard to remember the little things. Like all of the conversations I had with the people that I met over the years. I tried to change that. Last year, my chapter had the great pleasure of traveling with the Deer Lodge FFA chapter to the Fergus Mechanics competition. And on that bus, I found what I was searching for. That meaningful connection came in the form of Rachel Lombardi. If you don't know Rachel, she is one of Mr. Lombardi's many daughters, and is as sweet as can be. She has a lot, by the way. On my way off the bus, Rachel handed me a slip of paper and wished me good luck. I said thanks without a second thought. I was focused on the competition. I was memorizing how to build rafters, what tools did what. I wasn't worried about what this little girl gave me. As I walked into the building, I looked down at the paper I was given, and it was a picture of a horse jumping over an obstacle, and it said, "Jump to first." I was taken aback by how much time and energy she spent drawing it, and her generosity. This was one of the few times in my life that I've received something that took so much time and energy without a motive behind it. It was given with no hidden meaning. She wasn't trying to get anything out of it. It was just an act of pure kindness. It meant a lot to me to get that picture of purely good intentions, so I put it in my wallet and still carry it around with me today. Every once in a while, I will pull it out and look at it and remember how something so little can mean so much. Rachel, if you're in the audience, thank you for being a wonderful and caring person. However, Rachel's kindness didn't end there. After the competition, I sat with Rachel to thank her for the picture and tell her how good of an artist she was. And later that same day, she gave me a second present, a handmade flower. And that is when I realized how little things can have a big impact, and we can impact someone every single day. It's up to us to determine if it's positive or negative. I challenge you to be like Rachel. Do things out of pure good intention, because you never know how much it can mean to someone. Maybe it's holding the door open, complimenting a stranger, asking someone on the sidelines to dance, or even giving someone something to brighten their day. Life isn't going to wait because you're not ready. A minute will tick by regardless of what you do. So let's take this minute to build someone up, make a memory, help a friend, or even yourself. A minute matters, Montana FFA. Let's make the little things count.
Small things, true care, truth brings. I'll take one lift, you're right, best trip, always, I know you'll be.
Max, thank you for teaching us how to find joy in the little things. And thank you, I never got the chance to do this. Thank you for letting me talk to myself while you just napped on the long car rides we took together. Oops, lots of good reflection time. Thank you for continually working hard and putting in 110%. You do things out of the purest and most intentional ways. You love others so well, and you have the best work ethic that I've ever seen anyone have. We are so grateful for you. Love, Che, Allie, Brooke, McKenna, Bailey, Gracie, and Gracie. I am so proud to present to you your retiring officer plaque. Montana FFA, your 2020-2021 Montana FFA Sentinel, Max Andrews.
Watching, waiting, commiserating. Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home.
As state officers, we would like to recognize the dedicated individuals that have spent countless hours shaping us into the people we are today. They've believed in us, hauled us to FFA contests across the country, celebrated our accomplishments, and through all of this, they have become more than just our teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you our advisors.
Vanessa, ever since you came to our chapter my freshman year, you were like the older sister I never had. From jamming out to 80s music on car rides, our extremely long phone calls talking about life, to pushing me to compete in contests that I absolutely hated competing in. Thank you for teaching me what tough love is and how to face adversity with grace. You are and always will continue to be one of the best role models I could ever ask for because you've shown me what it means to be strong-willed and take every opportunity I can to better myself. Thank you for the endless memories and for letting me show up at your house at random times because I need advice or I'm just bored. I couldn't ask for a better soul sister. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, homie. Montana FFA, I present to you my advisor, Vanessa Polk.
Miss Rothy, thank you for everything that you have done for me over the 6 long years that you've had to deal with me. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love how you can make everything more fun. I remember when you added the extra contest of adopting clipboard at contests, and some of my best and favorite memories come from running back to the bus away from angry advisors with my arms full of clipboards. All jokes aside, I'm grateful for you for all that you have taught me, so again, I thank you. Mrs. Arnott, thank you for being my second mom at FFA events. I could always count on you to take care of me at events and scold me as truthfully as my mother would when I would mess up. I love spending late nights in the pig barn during farrowing season and early morning working on applications with you. Thank you for being my mom away from home, and thank you for teaching me how to be a better man. Mr. Andrews, Tom, Dad, Pops, thank you for pushing me harder than anyone else to do well in every contest, and for creating my passion for meat judging. I can't think of anything else that has made me laugh and cry as much as this contest has. Montana FFA, I present to you my amazing advisors, Miss Christy Rothy, Miss Cindy Arnott, and Mr. Tom Andrews.
Mrs. Banks, thank you for emphasizing the importance of being authentic inside and out of the blue jacket. Your drive to educate and serve others is so evident, and you have impacted many because of this passion. Thank you for always dropping everything to answer my phone calls, catch up at events, and help me with projects that were often very unrealistic. Mr. Whitney, thank you for welcoming me into your chapter my junior year. You made my move to Eco-Eco so much more enjoyable. Thank you for letting me spend a full school year building a little table and shop class that should have taken half that time to complete. Oops. You have been a source of truth and solid advice during the most challenging times. Montana FFA, I present to you my advisors, Mrs. Banks and Mr. Whitney.
Miss Tinsman, I remember the first time I met you. As a 7th grader who wasn't even in the semester 1 ag class, asking to go to John Deere. And you terrified me. But with a little persistence, I quickly got to know that you were the funniest, most hardworking, and thoughtful person. You always keep a level head and positive attitude, even when we were coasting down the pass about to run out of gas. Thank you for throwing me into random competitions way outside my comfort zone, and for putting up with me and my friends invading your room during lunch hour, and other inconvenient times. You believed in me from day one, and have spent immeasurable hours listening to me practice speeches and honestly just talk in general. I've been beyond blessed to have you in my life as an advisor, mentor, and friend. Montana FFA, my advisor, Cassandra Pauline Tinsman.
Ms. Rothy, I know I'm not a plant person, but thank you for making me compete in floriculture anyway. As a freshman, you saw potential in me that I couldn't see myself. Because of you, I've been able to gain confidence in myself and my abilities. Thank you for everything. Mr. Andrews, I am still impressed that somehow you convinced my mom to let me buy a market lamb, and I am so glad that you did. You believed in me, encouraged me to get out of my comfort zone, pushed me to set big goals, and helped me achieve them. Thank you for fostering my love for veterinary science and for helping me see that I can achieve anything I set my mind to. Mrs. Arnott, where do I begin? From introducing me to the Missoula FFA chapter, inspiring me to run for a chapter office, and being the best horse judging coach a girl could ask for, you have been an incredible person to have in my corner. Thank you for always being one call away if I had a question about applications, my sheep, or life in general. Montana FFA, I present to you my advisors, Mr. Park, Mrs. Arnott, Ms. Rothy, and Mr. Andrews.
Mrs. Hoagland, boy, it's been a ride. But thank you for dealing with all of our crazy ideas. Like that one time Nate and I performed at our Christmas party. Or that one time that I thought it'd be a great idea to show my pony at the horse show. The journey hasn't been easy, but we made sure to have fun. You've taught me that being stressed and having fun is possible at the same time. You've been a great supporter, teacher, and friend. You create a space where kids can be themselves and chase their dreams. I can't thank you enough for everything you've taught me. Montana FFA, I present to you my advisor, Leanne Hoagland.
Ms. Bernhardt, when I got told we were getting a new advisor, you should have seen how excited I was. I waited, chomping at the bit, to be able to meet you. From that moment you came into the egg room to meet us, I knew how great the next few years were going to be. From the startup of a PALS program to the times we shared during the harvest season, I wouldn't trade any of those moments. Thank you for supporting me, even when you're not my current advisor. You built my foundation in FFA, and I am beyond thankful for that. Mr. Taylor, it is hard to thank you for everything you've done for me the past 3 years. Ever since the day I met you, you had faith in me and pushed me towards success. Through all the frustrations, setbacks, and tears, you still kept supporting me. I am so thankful for all of the knowledge you have shared with me and the bond I've been able to create with you. Without you as my advisor, there is no way I would have made it this far. I will always cherish the long drives, even the ones where we break down and have to walk down the interstate. I'm glad you always let me play the music and didn't mind when I would scream at the top of my lungs. Thank you, Mr. Taylor, for always having faith in me and pushing me beyond excellence. Montana FFA, I present to you my advisors, Mr. Taylor and Ms. Bernhardt.
Mr. Hellwinkle, thank you for being my advisor for the past 5 years. You have always encouraged me to try new events and competitions. Even though food science and floriculture might not be your favorite CDEs, arranging flowers and baking in the FCS room are still some of my favorite memories. There are a few times in Indianapolis when I thought your driving was going to kill us, but no one ever died, and for that, I'm very grateful. From sloshing through mud at the school farm to helping me install my very first beehive, you've been there throughout my entire FFA journey. Thank you again for everything. Montana FFA, I present to you my advisor, Mr. Hellwinkle.
We got a lot of pages.
Let's give our advisors one more round of applause.
Will the state officer parents please meet Gracie Took behind the satellite stage on your right?
We would now like to recognize those who received their American FFA degree during the 2020 National FFA Convention. If you are one of these recipients and you're in our audience this morning, please come to the side of the stage. These 37 outstanding members have boldly exemplified their potential and earned the highest degree that the National FFA organization can bestow. Stockman Bank sponsors commemorative plaques for these recipients. The secretary will now read the list of those awarded the American degree.
At this time, we will recognize the 2020 American degree recipients. After each name is read, we'll recognize them with a power clap. Peyton Wilson, Fayetteville. Trenton Broughton, Broadwater. Andrew Ferret, Broadwater. Jean Blackman, Cascade. Rachel Gunderson, Chinook. Cord Schneider, Chinook. Caroline Rader, Shoto. Stephanie Scrupa, Clarks Fork. Michael McKay, Corvallis. Carter Nikoloff, kind of a mouthful. Culberton. Noah Nikoloff, Culberton. Lucas Olkers, Culberton. Kai Underdahl, Culberton. Daniela Lodovich, Custer. Emily Evans, Fairfield. Christian McKelvey, Fort Benton. Tyler Wilm, Fromberg. Caden Rose, Gardner. Caleb Meeks, Geraldine. Claire Stevenson, Hobson. Nicole Stevenson, Joliet. Kylie M. Billingsley, Missoula. Kyle Glenn, Missoula. Andy Baker, Park City. Kayla Hagan, Plentywood. Randy Hepner, Plentywood. Riley Hilliard, Plentywood. Bryce Oska, Plentywood. Casey Wacker, Plentywood. Tyler Weeks, Plentywood. Irene Johnson, Roy. Tyler Hogg, Ruby Valley. Molly Engel, Shields Valley. Randy Hart, Sims. Abby Motley, Stevensville. Anna Slivka, Winifred. And Alex Young, Fairview.
Thanks, McKenna, and thank you to Stockman Bank for your continued support of Montana's FFA American Degree Recipient Program. Let's give our American Degree recipients one more round of applause. Now please turn your attention to the screens as we hear a message from behind the scenes from Agri Studios.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Riley Slivka. I am the owner of Agri Studios, a small media production company working in the ag sector. And this past week, we've been working hard here at FFA to bring you some excellent coverage, both here in the room and online. Isaac, how's things been going this week?
Things have been going pretty great so far. We've been really hitting our stride, and we're looking forward to keeping going.
Yeah. We should give these guys a tour of the tech booth, shouldn't we?
You know, I think that sounds like a good idea.
Let's go do it.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yes.
What does this thing do?
This is the soundboard. This is how we control all of the volumes for the speakers and the microphones up on the stage during all of the main sessions. It's also how we control the volume of those sweet videos that we got from all the donors and stuff. So yeah, I can control each individual microphone, make sure it's on or off, all from right here.
Pretty awesome. And you want to know what my favorite part about this soundboard is, Isaac?
What's your favorite part, right?
This.
Whoa. That's crazy, man.
This, my friends, is my favorite part of the tech booth and where I spend most of the time here, the Video Village. This is where we take all the signals from cameras, PowerPoint presentations, fancy videos and graphics and everything else. See how it's all on a big grid on this monitor? This means that I can go like and queue up what's going on next, and boom, it goes on the screen.
I do PowerPoint and also lower thirds, but I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Essentially, I bring up words and text boxes and whatever else you see on the screen and send it to Riley's computer.
I do whatever Riley tells me to, and then I get fired for it. It's awesome. Because then he rehires me back and I do a good job and then I get fired again. It's a cycle. It's how he shows love.
So I'm running the camera. It is directly what you see on the live stream. I follow around people. Sheridan, smile. You're on camera. Hey, there we go.
Let's go backstage.
Mandy. Oh, hey, how's it going?
What are you doing back here? What's all this?
This is what I do. This is my job back here. As an official backstage snack provider and consumer, that's my job.
Oh, okay. Well, what else goes on back here?
We try to make convention go as smoothly as possible and make as least amount of noise as possible. So,
well, that, my friends, is what happens behind the scenes here at Montana's State FFA sessions. Man, it's a lot. And I'm very thankful for everybody who comes together and works here as a team to get this job done. Isaac, how are we going to get these guys involved next year? The members of Montana FFA back here.
Well, you know, if there's any FFA members who want to be a part of Tech Crew, there's actually an application that you can send into the state advisor, Mr. Rose, and we can get you involved by running a camera, maybe some sound stuff, and really show you how it's done and make you a part of the process. It's a ton of fun.
No previous experience necessary, and we have a ton of fun. It's great. I hope to see you guys next year. And on behalf of Agri Studios, I hope you guys have a great 4th general session. See you guys.
Next up, we have a little bit of good news we felt like sharing. So we had a local FFA supporter post on their Facebook. Last night, as we had dinner at Texas Roadhouse in Billings, Montana, a group of young FFA members of Montana came in with a couple of chaperones for dinner. Apparently, there's a big FFA convention here in town. It's true, we're here. CJ Graham and I both appreciate the FFA and are proud to see these young members put so much time and effort into the cause. I feel we depend on them to continue to bring dignity, knowledge, and pride to the farmers and the farming business of this great nation. They are so well behaved and looked so dapper in their FFA jackets on. So CJ felt compelled to thank them by buying each of them a $25 gift card. Our food server gave them their cards and let them know how much we appreciate them after we left. I swear this man has a heart too large for this earth. This is just a lovely example of how you guys are setting the bar high and creating a great example for FFA members all across the nation. Keep up the good work.
Montana FFA, we would like to introduce to you the most important and influential people in our lives. Without these people, we would never be here today. Please help me in welcoming to the stage our parents.
Alex, we fight constantly, and we both know that it drives Mom crazy, which is probably why we do it in the first place. I have way too many stories of the random things you've done over the years, like make a blowtorch out of hairspray and a lighter in my bedroom. Sorry, Mom. You keep everything lively, and there's never a dull moment when you're around. We may not agree on what to listen to on the radio, but we can agree that I have a far superior taste in music. You're one of the most hardworking people I know, and I admire your dedication to everything you do. I appreciate you keeping me company through all of these years, even though I'll always be known to your friend as PTO's little sister, which is a title I'm pretty proud to hold. Mom, I can't even begin to thank you enough for everything. My opinion might be a little biased, but I don't believe there's a better one out there than you. Life has thrown so much at you, and I'm sure Alex and my constant bickering hasn't helped. You've given our family the world and more, and have always been my #1 support system. I wouldn't want to be an exact clone of anyone else. But beyond her stunning looks, there's a heart of pure gold at the core. You push me to pursue my wildest dreams and work like crazy to reach for the stars. Thank you for teaching me to be kind to everyone I meet, and for picking up my constant phone calls asking for advice. 1 minute isn't nearly long enough to thank you for everything, but just know I'm eternally grateful for God to have given me the best supporter. I love you, Mom. Dad, I can't even begin to imagine what you've gone through in these last few years. From the beginning, you've taught me exactly what strength looks like. Throughout it all, you've never stopped supporting our family. I hope one day I can be half as selfless and hardworking as you. I'm beyond glad you're up here standing on this stage with me, so all of Montana FFA can see the man who I think so highly of and is the greatest role model I ever could have been given. Even though I can't use power tools like Alex and I burn a pizza every now and then, you've still loved me unconditionally through it all. I know you say you can sleep when you're dead, but take a day off every once in a while. Thank you for urging me to join FFA, because without your support, we wouldn't be here right now. I love you, Dad. Montana FFA, I present to you my family.
Mom and Dad, thank you guys for everything that you do for me. Whether that is waking up at 6 in the morning to drive us to jackpots, or listening to me to complain about not being able to go to Oregon for spring break because there was a pandemic happening. I know that I wouldn't be at where I'm at today without you two pushing me to be my best in sports, FFA, and carpet lane. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Neela, thank you for being a great older sister by working so hard in high school that all the teachers thought I was a hard worker too. I have always looked up to you, and I am grateful for everything that you did for me, for preparing for interviews, and the life advice that you've given me over the years. John, thank you for being the best typical big brother. Because of you, I learned how to be strong, tough, and thick-skinned. You have taught me how to hunt and showed me my love for the outdoors. Kyla, thank you so much for everything you have done for me. Whether that's doing my laundry in college because I don't know how to work a laundry machine, or helping me pass my sociology class. I can't even begin to explain all that you guys have done for me. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Montana FFA, I present my family, Tom, Shelly, Neela, John, and Kyla Andrews.
Mom, thank you for showing me what it means to love others well. Your gentle and kind spirit has served as a constant reminder to seek opportunities to serve. Thank you for providing continual wisdom and guidance as I navigate life's challenges that are often extremely irrelevant. I really don't know how you put up with us kids for this long, but I'm so thankful that you have. Dad, thank you for showing me the importance of hard work and what it means to be a good leader. I would not be half the person I am today if it weren't for the many pep talks you have given me over the years. Between the countless one-on-one games and creed practices, you have always been an unwavering support system that I know that I can fall back on. Royce and Katie, where do I even begin? You've brought so much chaos and love into my life. From clotheslining you with baling twine, to chasing you around with a lighter after you burned your eyebrows off, we've been through a lot together. I am so very thankful for you both, and I am so proud of the individuals that you've become. Montana FFA, I present to you my family.
Henry, I remember the first time I heard the FFA Creed while you were practicing it for Mom. That's the moment I decided to become an FFA member. Not just because I wanted to do it better, but because I wanted to be just like my older brother. You paved the way for me in school, FFA, and 4-H, and you encouraged me at every event. In fact, I think state leadership events were the only times we didn't fight. Thank you for being the best dance teacher and partner, and for putting up with me coming over all the time to play with your cat. I know you were dismayed when Mom said you were getting a little sister, but I couldn't be more grateful to have you as an older brother. Dad, when you didn't have my hand, you had my back. Your love for all things in nature, especially horses, knows no end, and I am so thankful that you made that such a big part of my life. Even though I would have to tell you where I was going a few different times, you were always the first to welcome me home from all my many trips away. You encourage and support me in every one of my endeavors, and I am so thankful to have you as my dad. I love you. Mom, where do I even begin? Outside of being my number one supporter, my rock, and my best friend, you have taught me how to tackle the world with confidence. You are the strongest person I know, and there's never a dull moment when I'm with you. You've shown me how to make everything an adventure, and boy have we, from countless trips to Spokane, late nights writing scholarship essays, and walks to the ant pile. Thanks for letting me call you 3 times a day and FaceTime with the cats, even when I'm totally distracting you from work. I will never know how to thank you for all you do for me, and I wouldn't be who I am today without you. I love you. Montana FFA, I present to you my family, Dave, Marcy, and Henry Smith.
Mom, simply saying thank you does not fully encompass the deep gratitude and appreciation I have for you. I can always count on you to be one call away and to be my biggest fan. From listening to me practice the creed for hours on end to cheering me on at horse shows, you have shaped me into the person I am today. You are so kind and deliberate, and I aspire to be just like you. Dad, somehow, no matter the circumstance, you have always found a way to make me laugh, even when I'd been crying 5 minutes before. But aside from helping me see the funnier side of every situation, you have shown me the value of hard work and dedication. Because of the example you set, I have learned to never shy away from a challenge and to always have faith in my abilities. Thank you for always pushing me to be my best self. Colton, I'm so lucky to be your sister. I can't even begin to tell you how proud it makes me to be asked if I am that magician Colton's sister. Thank you for helping me with my math homework and for being a friend that I can always count on. I am so proud of you. Montana FFA, I present to you my family, Derry, Jim, and Colton Quirk.
Mom, thank you for all the support, essay revision, and handling everything Morgan and I throw your way. From countless April Fool's pranks, to our surprise concerts, to our spontaneous store trips, you don't hesitate to support us in whatever we do. Your love for the people around you and the world around you has taught me how to live in the moment and not take anything for granted. I can't thank you enough for all that you've done. Dad, thank you for teaching me everything I know. You are so level-headed and taught me how to deal with whatever life throws my way. I cherish the skills you've taught me every day, and you do so much for all of us kids, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you for being my supporter for all my crazy inventions and ideas, even when they're not the best. Oh, and by the way, I'm taller. Morgan, thanks for being my best partner in crime. Our jam sessions and times we've rebelled against Mom and Dad are some of my best memories. You're growing up to be a great leader and a great role model. Your determination inspires me to push myself and do a little more than before. Montana FFA, I present to you my family.
Mom and Dad, since day one, you have both been by my side, holding my hand and guiding me every single step of the way. Mom, thank you for showing me how to lead with love, grace, and strength. You have a true servant heart, and it amazes me how you constantly put others above yourself. You are the strongest woman I know, and I hope to be half the wife, mother, sister, daughter, and friend that you are. Thank you for always answering my calls and calming me down when I need it most. I wouldn't trade anything in the world for our long talks and all the Instagram reels you send me. Now, Dad, you are my true homie. I have always been in awe of your dedication, strong work ethic, and ability to solve any problem as soon as it arises. You continually love me even when I am a pain in the butt. I'm thankful I grew up tagging alongside you. From the long days in the harvest field to the even longer ones on the lake, I'm thankful to have spent them all with you. Thank you for teaching me just about everything I need to know to get through life. I will always be your little girl. Without you two as role models, guides, and loving parents, there is no way I'd be standing here. Thank you for always pushing me to do my best and always loving me even when I don't. Your consistent love and support is what I'm thankful for most. So Mom and Dad, thank you for being my #1 fans from the beginning. I love you both with my entire heart. Now Maddie, Amy, and Rusty, believe it or not, you guys are my best friends. You are all so different, and it has been so fun to grow up with you all. I'm thankful for all the little things like fights over the front seat or races to the fridge for the last Uncrustable. It makes me incredibly proud to watch you all grow in FFA, and I love you each so much. Shelby, it's honestly so hard to squeeze everything to thank you properly, because you have literally been by my side since day one. You constantly show me how to lead with love and grace. You're an incredible mother to Riker Lee, but an even more incredible older sister. I'm glad I learned all the important things from you, like where mom and dad keep the extra cash around the house. Thank you for always letting me follow you around and pester you. I love you, big sister. Montana FFA, I present to you, my family, the Gasvoda clan.
Mom, thank you for always encouraging my appetite for documentaries, travel, and campfires. From art museums to trail riding, you've always made sure to provide me with opportunities to learn and grow. Without you, I'm certain I'd be a much less well-rounded individual. Kelly, thanks for always eating my sometimes questionable cooking. Remember that time I covered an onion in caramel and told you it was a candy apple? And you still ate it? Yeah, me too. Thanks for playing along. Seriously though, thank you for being the very best stepdad a girl could ask for. Thank you both for supporting and encouraging me throughout all of these years. Amber, Grace, and Luke. There's no other way to put it. The two of you are simply a hoot and a half. You give the very best snuggles, are too smart for your own good, and never cease to brighten my day. Don't grow up too fast, and remember that Sissy loves you very, very much. JD. If it weren't for you, I know I wouldn't be able to take a joke. You are funny, kind, smart, and dependable. Nothing seems quite so scary when you're there to do it with me. Thanks for teaching me how to ride a bike and how to build a paper airplane. You've always been there to help me with the little things and the big questions. Luckily for me, I know you'll always have my back. Lauren. There, now you know how I feel. All jokes aside, there's no one else I'd rather be mistaken for. From floral wenching to spontaneous road trips, I know you'll be there with a plan if I ever get bored. Thank you for teaching me something new every day, whether it be about agriculture, the Bible, or just life. Oh, Father. There are 1,000 and some things I could say, but I'll stick to the highlights. There's no place I'd rather be than chatting with you in the buddy seat of the tractor. Learning Time with Uncle Len is easily my favorite program, and anytime I tune in, I know I'll be met with wise advice and uncontrollable laughter. You are easily one of the most selfless and caring people I know. Secretly, I know you love Owl City and Jane Austen just as much as I do. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Thank you for taking care of me and giving me the very best childhood a kid could have. Love you lots. Montana FFA, I'm proud to introduce to you my family. The honorary state degree is one of the highest honors the state association can bestow. Our parents will receive this award tonight, as well as 2 other individuals who have tremendous impacts on Montana FFA. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Scott Lackman and Mr. Bill Lombardi to the stage to receive the honorary state degree alongside our parents. It is always a pleasure to induct honorary members into the FFA. Come on up, Mr. Lombardi, right here. Thank you. Front and center. The purpose of the ceremony is to recognize, from time to time, the efforts others have made on our behalf. Madam Secretary, please read the section of the National Constitution which provides for honorary membership.
Honorary membership. Farmers, school superintendents, principals, members of boards of education, chapter advisors, teachers, staff members in agricultural education, business people, and others who are helping to advance agricultural education and the FFA and who have rendered outstanding service may be elected to honorary membership by a majority vote of the members present at any regular meeting or convention.
Madam Secretary, will you please introduce those who are to receive this honor?
Madam President, members and guests, I am pleased to read the following names: Lynette and Dan Young, Tom and Shelley Andrews, Ryan Took, Johanna Took, Marcy and Dave Smith, Derry and Dr. James Quirk, Krista and Morris Van Dyke, Brandon and Kristen Gasvoda, Lenny Melhoff, Jamie and Kelly Rowe. Montana FFA, we are pleased to introduce Bill Lombardi as an honorary state degree recipient. Mr. Lombardi, oh yeah, round of applause though. Mr. Lombardi is currently serving as the president of the MAAE and has been the ag teacher at Deer Lodge for the last 35 years. Join me in congratulating Mr. Lombardi again, because of course he deserves it. Mr. Lackman embodies FFA and the FFA alumni. He volunteers time and resources to make Forsyth FFA members, the chapters of the Eastern District, and all chapters across Montana more successful. Mr. Lackman has generously led mechanics practices in his personal shop, chaperoned countless events, and volunteers to judge any and every event he can. As district representative for the Montana Alumni, being an integral leader in starting and supporting alumni chapters around the state. As an agriculturist, Mr. Lackman expands his knowledge and skill base. He has grown his operation from a traditional wheat and grains production model to sugar beets and alfalfa seed, and onward to such added crops as canola and sunflowers. He's taught his sons the value of agriculture and has encouraged them to grow their own production agricultural businesses. He seeks to improve efficiency of his operation by engineering improvements to machinery and seeking best management practices for water conveyance and usage. Mr. Lackman's legacy in Montana FFA alumni, and Montana agriculture are already well developed. This degree is a small token of appreciation for his contributions to our great state.
On behalf of every member, I would like to thank you for your belief in agriculture. We are proud to have you as honorary members. May this affiliation prove valuable to all. I impress upon you that we look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect we have for you that you have been elected to honorary membership. May we always cooperate for the benefit of all. I now confer upon you the honorary membership in the Montana FFA Association.
If you now please turn your attention to the satellite stage, we have some snazzy folks over there, JD and Lauren Melhoff, who will do a little introduction for us.
Like you said, I'm JD. This is Lauren. Brooke's our little sister, and we were thinking about what we were going to say about her and thinking about her future, and man, it's pretty dim after this. But on a serious note, I know this hasn't been the most typical year of service for you, Brooke, and I'm so proud of the way that you've gone about it with a lot of enthusiasm and patience, and I'm proud of the leader that you've become.
Being the little sister, we gave Brooke a pretty hard time. Not as much as Max Andrews had, I think, but we gave her our fair share of trouble. When we were in school and Brooke was just getting started in kindergarten, we convinced her that we ate grasshoppers every day for lunch. They were like in the salad bar, and if she wanted to get going to kindergarten, she better eat up. She got one down before she was on to us. She isn't quite as gullible now, but we still try to keep her humble. We have a family group chat that's called People Making Fun of Brooke. There's so many things that we could share that we love about her, but we really want you to know how much she loves you, Montana FFA. She's loved you from her first FFA trip for your crop puns, your SMART goals, and your service to your communities. You have been her best adventure, her encouragement before contests she had never done, and her favorite shade of blue. Montana FFA, we are proud to introduce our sister and your 2020-2021 State President, Brooke Malhoff.
As you may have caught on, I'm actually your state president, not your state parliamentarian, Allie Young. But I'm still excited to be here. Can anyone here tell me what a velvet worm is? Chances are, if you can, you might just like nature documentaries as much as I do. From velvet worms to mud skippers and pangolins to saiga antelope, there has always been something fascinating about the variety of life that we get to enjoy. This obsession started at a young age. As a special treat, my brother, sister, and I were allowed to head down to our local library and pick a movie. Now, like most towns with a population under 300, the Twin Bridges Public Library movie section is limited, to say the least, which basically meant we could watch Oklahoma the Musical or a nature documentary. But I was by no means complaining. I remember one episode in particular, all about the depths of the ocean. As I'm sure you can imagine, Yeti crabs and vampire squid were quite the shift from the gophers, cows, and rattlesnakes I was used to. Although they were all interesting, one animal in particular caught my attention. Jellyfish. They were absolutely stunning, pun intended. At the time, I was perfectly content to enjoy the fragile little creatures for their beauty. But now, looking back, I can see that they serve as a valuable object lesson as well. Jellyfish have no brain, no heart, and no spine. We've all heard the phrase, stand up for what you believe in. But how do you choose what to believe in? It can be so easy to just go with the flow and agree with the voices shouting the loudest. But what you believe about what's right and wrong, about the world around you, about your purpose in life, might just be the most important decision you ever make. It affects everything, from how you treat people, how you set your goals, and even how you choose to spend your free time. It all boils down to what you believe. That's why it's so important to know the why behind the what you believe in. Throughout history, there are countless examples of people who have stood up for their beliefs, only to end up changing their mind once they received more information. In the early 19th century, there was a running theory that there were canals on Mars. One astronomer by the name of Percival Lowell actually spent his entire career searching for and mapping out these canals. Night after night, he would look through his telescope and meticulously trace out all the lines across the surface of the planet. He believed that these canals were created by extraterrestrial intelligence. He even wrote several books explaining his theories in details. His work was peer-reviewed and backed by many other well-known astronomers. But time and better telescopes made it obvious that no such canals exist. So, what was Lowell seeing? He had spent his entire career mapping the vein structure of his own eye. That's right, all those little lines across the surface of Mars were actually just an optical illusion projecting the blood vessels from his own eye across the surface of the planet. Now, if any of you are mapping the back of your own eyelids right about now, it's a great time to tune back in. Even intelligent, experienced, and trusted individuals can put their trust in the wrong things. This story always reminds me of one of my favorite quotes by Charles Spurgeon. If you want the truth to go round the world, you must hire an express train to pull it. But if you want a lie to go round the world, it will fly. It's as light as a feather, and a breath will carry it. How about you, Montana FFA? Do you take the time to test your beliefs, or do you just go with the flow? The truth takes effort to find. Don't settle for convenience. Use your brain and work to ensure that what you believe in is trustworthy and true. Next, if you're going to have an impact on the world around you, you must have a spine. Have the courage to be kind to someone who has wronged you. Have the courage to step out of your comfort zone and try something new, despite the possibility of failure. Have the courage to stand up for something, or even better, someone. As a sophomore in high school, I took advantage of every opportunity to travel, from sports to academic competitions, and of course, FFA trips. If there was a school bus leaving our school parking lot, you could bet I would be on it. On one such occasion, my classmates and I arrived a bit early and had a little extra time to sit and chat. The conversation soon steered towards controversial waters, and as I listened to the kinds of things that my classmates were saying, I realized I didn't agree. And when they asked me what I thought about it, I said so. It didn't take long for some of the upperclassmen boys to get pretty nasty. I didn't know what to do or say. When one boy, let's call him Sam, spoke up. Sam, very simply, said that he agreed with me. He was not loud, or rude, or mean. The ridicule swiftly shifted to him, and I watched as for the rest of the trip, the older classmen continued to make fun of and argue with him. Now, Sam and I weren't friends at the time, and I still wouldn't consider him close, but I will always remember and respect him for standing up and having a spine when I certainly did not. Sam was using both his brain and his spine in this scenario, but even more than that, he was using his heart. As important as it is to know the truth and have the courage to stand up for it, it matters just as much how we go about sharing that truth. We need to be kind and loving in our interactions with others. After all, people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. So, what does loving other people look like anyways? Well, according to my favorite definition in 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. Love does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. It is my sincerest hope that we all come to know and show this kind of love. Over the years, FFA members from all across the state have inspired me with their wit, courage, and kindness. My freshman year, a girl from the Big Timber FFA chapter said hi to me during an agronomy contest and made me feel at home in my blue jacket for the very first time. My junior year, a boy from the Opime FFA chapter inspired me with his love of agricultural policy and the future of farming. This past year, during chapter visits, I was able to meet Stephanie Leach from the CJI FFA chapter and was moved when she explained to me why she decided to step up and become an ag advisor to fill a need in her community. These individuals and many, many more have had an impact on me and those around them just by living their everyday lives. Sometimes it would be a lot easier to just float through life. But you have been given all the tools that you will ever need to make a stand. Montana FFA, remember to be brave and caring as you use your brain, your heart, and your spine. Thank you.
Ever since the moment that I met you as a sophomore at Hobie, you immediately stood out as one of the most compassionate, caring, and humble individuals that I had ever met. You have continued to be all that and more for our team this past year. Thank you for making the best dad jokes and punts that keep me constantly entertained. You have kept us all in line and showed us exactly what it means to have a brain, a heart, and a spine. Love Allie, Gracie, Max, Che, McKenna, Bailey, and Gracie. Montana FFA, I am proud to present your 2020-2021 State President, Brooke Melhoff.
Thank you, Brooke, for reminding us the power of small actions. We just heard the final retiring address of our current state officer team. State convention is an exciting time of year, and there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. Please recognize these individuals for their hard work and dedication in making this year's state convention run smoothly and a great success. Let's recognize each individual with a power clap. That's a good practice. You want to try it again? We're good. I think we got it by now. All right. Riley Slivka, Session Production Director, and Isaac Sponheim, Assistant Content Manager. Please rise when called. Tech Crew Volunteers, Anna, Andrew, Emily, Lucas, Tyler, Zach, Heidi, and Todd. Brooke Hovland and Rhoda Heilstone of DI Events for providing lighting and sound. Jack Larson, Director of State Talent, aka Mr. State Talent. Lynn Simonook, Montana FFA Foundation Executive Director. The State Foundation staff, Catherine Taylor, Jacob Martin, Sterling Stanley, and Peyton Wilson. Jay Meyer, Jack Larson, Scott Aspenleiter, Ellie Patriti, and Jim Rose, State Advisor. Kathy Rose, State Registration, but most importantly, she keeps Mr. Rose in line. Tyler Noyes, Montana FFA Alumni President. The Montana FFA Alumni and Supporters Council. Officers, Tyler Noyes, Mike Tsunski, Amanda Brandt, Emily Evans, and District Representative Ken Johnson, Sandy Evanson, Dan Story, Lori Kraft, Scott Lackman, Christian Swenson, and Nicole Center. Randy Taylor, Coordinator of Backstage Operations. Kelsey Kraft, Convention Assistant. MSU Ag Education Staff, Dustin Perry, Carl Eigel, Shannon Arnold, Eric Tillman, State Ag Specialist. All the CDE coordinators. And Jody Cutterbaugh, Coordination of Event Coordination. Oh my goodness, one sec. Coordinator of Convention Newsletter, the legend. Without the help of each of these individuals, our convention wouldn't have been successful. Each and every one of you shares our passion for FFA, and we cannot thank you enough. Would all of these individuals please rise and be recognized with applause? All right. Now this part's hard. For all you sleepers out there, when you're called to the stage, please rush, or you will be bombarded with pool noodles. And we're not kidding. One of the Farm Bureau Foundation's most important goals is to help with agricultural education and the leadership development of Montana's youth. One of the ways Farm Bureau accomplishes this goal is through the Farm Bureau Youth Speech Contest. This prepared speech contest is open to students in the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. This year's topic focused on the impact of the pandemic to students and their peers, their schools and communities, and how they can work to make a positive impact on those around them. We will now recognize our winners. Our runner-up is Sierra Score from Bainville. And in first place, Heidi Huber from the Sacagawea Middle School. Thank you, Montana Farm Bureau Foundation, for sponsoring the Farm Bureau Youth Speech Contest. Let's give them a round of applause.
Every year, Ms. Colleen Barnard asks members to think deeper on why they are in FFA and what they have gained through their involvement in the organization. Through essays, a test, interviews, members complete the most inspirational Montana FFA member. At this time, would the finalists please make their way to the stage? Your finalists are from Missoula, Gus Turner. From Geraldine, Abigail Dines. From Shepherd, Brianna Olstad. From CJI, Jordan Leach. From Missoula, Amy Chilcote. Each of these finalists is to be commended as they have done an excellent job in displaying their passion, dedication, and love for this organization and the opportunities they have had. Your second runner-up, the winner of the most inspirational contest essay portion, from Missoula, Gus Turner. Your second runner-up, from Shepherd, Brianna Olstad. Your first runner-up, from Chester Joplin Inverness, Jordan Leach. And the most inspirational Montana FFA member, from Missoula, Gus Turner.
At this time, we would like to call a very special individual to the stage to be recognized for all that he has done for Montana FFA in this past year. Would Riley Slivka please make your way to the stage? Riley has gone above and beyond to make sure that our production at Montana FFA is up to a professional standard and looks amazing. Especially with so many virtual events and workshops being filmed in the past year, we could not have done this without him. He was always up for the challenge and even puts up with our team when we cannot focus or even stop talking. Riley, thank you for everything that you've done for Montana FFA this past year. Please accept this as a token of our appreciation. And now, please help me in welcoming my fellow state officers as we announce Career Development Event and Leadership Development Event Awards. Please quickly make your way to the stage or be bombarded with pool noodles as your name is called. And then after, of course you guys know, the power clap. Will the following individuals please come to the stage for the Agricultural Sales CDE in no particular order. Thomas Becker from Kalispell. Abby Knoll from Rapple J. Joe Lackman from Forsyth. Claire Stanley from Missoula. Brianna Rainey from Forsyth. Haley Long from Kalispell. Coulter McWilliams from Missoula. Daisy Becker from Kalispell. Ray Hank from Belgrade. And Trevor Zimmerman from Missoula. The Agricultural Sales CDE is a competitive event that allows students to apply classroom knowledge in real-life situations. This event includes a sales presentation, written exam, and team sales evaluation. This year's sale competition is sponsored by Wichman Ag Supply, the Montana Agribusiness Association, and Tractor and Equipment Company. The top individual in the Ag Sales CDE will receive a $1,000 scholarship that is sponsored by the Bank of the Rockies. Please step forward when your name is called. Your high individuals in the Agricultural Sales CDE are: in 10th, Haley Long from Kalispell. In 9th, Abby Knoll from Arapahoe. In 8th, Coulter McWilliams from Missoula. In 7th, Trevor Zimmerman from Missoula. In 6th, Claire Stanley from Missoula. In 5th, Ray Hank from Belgrade. In 4th, Brianna Rainey from Forsyth. And now, your top 3 individuals are: in 3rd place, Thomas Becker from Kalispell. In 2nd, Daisy Becker from Kalispell. And your top individual in the Ag Sales CDE receiving a $1,000 scholarship provided by the Bank of the Rockies is Joe Lackman from Forsyth. And now, will the following 5 teams please come to the stage? In no particular order: Belgrade, Kalispell, Forsyth, Missoula, and Shepherd. All right, your top 5 chapters in the Ag Sales CDE are: in 5th place, Shepherd FFA. In 4th, Belgrade. In 3rd, stepping forward in your 3rd place, Forsyth FFA. Your 2nd place, Ag Sales Team, Missoula FFA. And your 1st place, with the opportunity to compete in National Ag Sales CDE, is Kalispell FFA. Will the following individuals please come to the stage in random order for the Agricultural Technology and Mechanical Systems CDE Award? Aiden Thompson from Deer Lodge. Nolan Mugley from Miles City. Roy Murray from Miles City. Trace Martin from Fergus of Lewistown. Talon Hansen from Deer Lodge. Colin Gilman from Ruby Valley. David Cross from Columbus. Ellie Schreier from Cascade. Michael Sura from Fergus. And Wyatt Mugley from Miles City. Agricultural Technology and Mechanical Systems CDE allows students to partake in activities such as a written exam, team event, demonstrations of problem-solving skills, and hands-on performance activities. Areas of emphasis include environmental and natural resources systems, machinery and equipment systems, structural systems, energy systems, and electrical systems. This year's competition is sponsored by Wichman Ag Supply, Torgerson's LLC, TC Energy, General Distributing, and Tri-State Truck and Equipment. The top individual will receive a $1,000 scholarship sponsored by General Distributing. Universal Technical Institute provides a recognition to the top 10 individuals. In addition, a $3,000 scholarship to the 3rd place individual, a $5,000 scholarship to the 2nd place, and a $10,000 scholarship to the 1st place individual if they choose to enroll at a UTI institute following graduation. The final place individual will also be offered a 2-year tuition scholarship to attend Eastern Wyoming College. Lincoln Tech offers a $1,500 scholarship to all participants in the mechanics contest to attend Lincoln Tech. 4th through 10th place individuals will receive a $2,000 scholarship each, and a $2,500 scholarship is offered to the 3rd place individual. $5,000 to the second place, and a $7,500 scholarship to the top individual upon enrollment at Lincoln Tech. And finally, WyoTech will be offering the first place individual a $7,500 scholarship, a $5,000 scholarship to the second place, and a third highest individual will receive a $3,000 scholarship to attend WyoTech in Laramie. Now, in 10th place, David Cross from Columbus. In 9th, El Schreier from Cascade. In 8th, Roy Murray from Miles City. In 7th, yes, please step forward. In 7th, Aiden Thompson from Deer Lodge. In All right, in 6th, Trace Martin from Fergus. In 5th, Talon Hansen from Deer Lodge. In 4th, Wyatt Mugley from Miles City. Your top 3 are, in 3rd, Coleman Gilman from Ruby Valley. In 2nd, Michael Sura from Fergus. And your first place individual is Nolan Mugley from the Miles City FFA chapter. Will the following teams please join me on stage? Fergus of Lewistown, Miles City, Deer Lodge, Huntley Project, and Ruby Valley. All right. Your 5th place team, Huntley Project. In 4th, Fergus of Lewistown. The 3rd place team is Ruby Valley. The 2nd place team in the ATMS CDE, Deer Lodge FFA. And first, with the opportunity to compete for the national title, is the Miles City FFA chapter.
Will the following individuals please come to the stage for the Farm and Agribusiness Management CDE? In no particular order. Braylon LaRue from Big Timber. Mackenzie Fable from Ruby Valley. Braden Young from Big Timber. Rudy Kumer from Bainville. Matthew Slivkoff from Winifred. Caden Hansen from Bainville. Jake Chulyak from Big Timber. Kaylee Brimmer from Miles City. Evan Heipel, Kalispell. And Payson Morgan from Big Timber. The Farm and Agribusiness Management CDE is designed to test the ability of students to apply economic principles and concepts in analyzing farm and ranch business management decisions. Members respond to questions concerning economic principles in farm business management as well as a problem-solving analysis section. This year's competition is sponsored by Stockman Bank and Anderson Zermulin. The Montana Farm Bureau Foundation is the sponsor of a $1,000 scholarship for today's first place individual in the Farm and Agribusiness Management Contest. A 2-year tuition and fees scholarship will also be awarded to the first place individual to Eastern Wyoming College upon enrollment. Please step forward when your name is called. In 10th place, Mackenzie Fable from Ruby Valley. In 9th, Caden Hansen from Bainville. In 8th place, Kaylee Brimmer from Miles City. In 7th, Payson Morgan from Big Timber. In 6th place, Matthew Slivka from Winifred. In 5th place, Braylon LaRue from Big Timber. In 4th, Jake Chulyak from Big Timber. Your top 3 individuals are: in 3rd, Evan Heipel from Kalispell. In 2nd, Braden Young from Big Timber. And your first place individual receiving a $1,000 scholarship from Montana Farm Bureau is Rudy Kumer from the Bainville FFA chapter. Will the following teams please come to the stage in random order? Miles City, Big Timber, Kalispell, Corvallis, and Bainville. Your top 5 teams. In 5th place, Corvallis. In 4th, Miles City. In 3rd place, the Kalispell FFA chapter. In 2nd place, Bainville FFA. And in 1st place, with the opportunity to represent our state this fall at the National Convention, is the Big Timber FFA chapter. Will the following individuals please come to the stage for the Livestock Evaluation CDE Award? In no particular order, Colin Cox from Missoula, Rihanna King from Big Timber, Talon Hansen from Deer Lodge, Kylie Smyja from Belgrade, Joanna McCullough from Geraldine, Jake Stein from Big Timber, Anne-Marie Sowers from Missoula, Brighton Lane from Huntley Project, Sage Zook from Miles City, and Molly Ruth from Big Timber. The Livestock Evaluation CDE is a competitive event that tests the student's ability to select and evaluate livestock. This event components include evaluation classes of beef, sheep, swine, goats, and oral reasons. This year's competition is sponsored by the Neal family, Northern Livestock Video Auction, and Hubbard Feeds. A $1,000 scholarship is also sponsored by Hubbard Feeds and awarded to the first place individual. In 10th place, Anne-Marie Sowers from Missoula. In 9th, Jake Stein from Big Timber. In 8th, Rihanna King from Big Timber. In 7th, Talon Hansen from Deer Lodge. In 6th place is Colin Cox from Missoula. In 5th place, Molly Ruth from Big Timber. In 4th place, Kylie Schmeja from Belgrade. Your top 3 individuals are, in 3rd, Sage Zook from Miles City. In 2nd place, Brighton Lane from Huntley Project. And your first place individual receiving a $1,000 scholarship from Hubbard Feeds is Joanna McCullough from the Geraldine FFA chapter. Will the following teams please come forward in no particular order? Huntley Project, Missoula, Big Timber, Cascade, and Miles City. Your top 5 teams are, in 5th place, Cascade. In 4th place, Huntley Project. In 3rd, Missoula FFA. In 2nd place is Miles City. And in 1st place, with a trip to Indianapolis to represent Montana at the 2021 National Convention, is the Big Timber FFA chapter.
Will the following individuals please come to the stage for the Agronomy CDE Awards? From Miles City, Wyatt Isaacs, Jesse Isaacs, Reese Lannon from Shields Valley, Joel Warneck from Winifred, Andy Estes, Shields Valley, Kayla High, Stevensville, Matthew Slivka, Winifred, Sage Willis, Shields Valley, Ethan Bay from Kalispell, and Isaac Amazuka, Stevensville. The Agronomy CD Career Development event tests member knowledge on plant sciences through several levels of competition, including developing solutions for problematic scenarios, identification of seeds, plants, insects, soils, crops, and other management practices. This year's competition is sponsored by the Montana Grain Growers Association, Montana Seed Growers Association, Max Ag of Montana, Montana Seed Trade. The top individual will receive a $1,500 scholarship, sponsored by the Montana Seed Growers Association. And now your high individuals of the Agronomy CDE are: in 10th, Andy Estes, Shields Valley. With a tie for 8th, Kyla High from Stevensville, and Jesse Isaacs from Miles City. In 7th place, Reese Lannon from Shields Valley. In 6th, Isaac Amzuka, Stevensville. In 5th, Wyatt Isaacs from Miles City. In 4th, Joel Ronek from Winifred. Receiving a bronze award pin, in 3rd, Matthew Slivka from Winifred. In 2nd, receiving a silver, Ethan Bay from Kalispell. And your top individual in the Agronomy CDE, receiving a $1,500 scholarship from the Montana Seed Growers, Sage Willis from Shields Valley. Will the following teams please come up to the stage? Miles City, Joliet, Shields Valley, Kalispell, and Stevensville. All right, will the top teams please step forward? In 5th, Joliet. In 4th, Kalispell. In 3rd, Stevensville. Your second place team, Miles City FFA. And your first place, with a chance to represent our state at Indianapolis, Shields Valley FFA.
The National FFA Agriscience Fair is an exciting opportunity for students interested in scientific principles and emerging technologies in the agricultural industry. This program is sponsored by the Montana Seed Growers Association, BASF, and the Montana State University College of Agriculture, and gives students a chance to demonstrate and display agriscience projects that are extensions of their agriscience courses. MSU College of Agriculture sponsors a $500 Agriscience scholarship to the top individual or team in the Agriscience Fair upon enrollment at MSU. As your name is called, please quickly make your way to the stage. In the area of animal systems, Haley Miles from Corvallis. In the area of power, structural, and technological systems, in 3rd, Ellis Shortridge from Corvallis. In second, Cale Dutton from Grass Range. And your top individual, Rudy Kumer and Wyatt Iverson from Bainville.
Good hustle, guys.
In the area of environmental services and natural resource systems. In second place, Tally Berwick from Bainville. And in first place, Grant Wilcox from Corvallis. In the area of social science, in second place, Corbin Kirkland from Corvallis. And in first place, Grant Wilcox from Corvallis. Excuse me, your first place in the area of social science is Layla Smart and Natalie Campbell from Corvallis. And in the area of food products and processing, Owen Dunn from Corvallis. And your top team, winning $500 from MSU College of Ag scholarships, available upon enrollment at Montana State University. From Bainville, Rudy Kumer and Wyatt Iverson.
You got it. Good job. Will the top 4 finalists in the Conduct of Chapters Meetings LDE please come to the stage? Joliet, Shepherd 1, Corvallis, and Miles City. Perfect. The Conduct of Chapters Meeting LDE allows students in grades 7th, 8th, and 9th to become proficient in meeting procedure and parliamentary law. Students learn to communicate effectively and work as a team. Your top 4 teams are, in 4th place, Corvallis. In 3rd, Miles City. In 2nd, Joliet. And your state winner in the conduct of chapters meetings with a chance to compete nationally, Shepherd 1 FFA.
Yes.
Will the 4 finalist teams in the Parliamentary Procedure LDE please come to the stage? The Parliamentary Procedure LDE tests students' ability to effectively communicate ideas during a meeting. Components include a general knowledge exam of parliamentary law, an 11-minute demonstration of parliamentary procedure, and oral questions. This year's competition is sponsored by Montana Farmers Union and Ranch House Meats. In 4th place, Ruby Valley. In 3rd, Bainville. In 2nd, Shepherd 1. And in 1st, representing Montana at Nationals, is the Kalispell FFA chapter.
The Environmental and Natural Resources CDE provides students awareness to gain knowledge in areas that affect our air, soil, and water. Members compete in all types of weather conditions. Just like professionals working with the environmental and natural resources industry, in pursuit of recognition for demonstrating skills relevant to GPS, navigation, soil science, water management, and wildlife conservation. The ENR CDE winners will be determined at the Montana Envirothon on April 19th and 20th in Lewistown. Sponsors of this event are the Montana Ranger Days, Montana 811, and the United States Department of Agriculture's Natural Resource Conservation Service. One of the most coveted awards in career development events is the state sweepstakes. Teams compete in a number of events based on a point system that determines some of the most well-rounded FFA chapters. At this time, we are excited to announce our sweepstake winners. The teams that have the highest cumulative scores from 4 or 5 of the following state convention contests will earn this award. These include Sales, Mechanics, FBM, Agronomy, and Livestock. As you are announced, please quickly make your way to the stage. Your top 3 individuals are: in 3rd, Evan Heipel from Kalispell FFA. In 2nd, Ray Hank from Belgrade. Your 2021 sweepstake winner is Claire Stanley from Missoula FFA. And your top teams in sweepstakes. In 3rd, Missoula FFA. Missoula. We got it. In 2nd, Kalispell FFA. And your first place sweepstakes team is Miles City FFA.
A huge thank you goes to all the CDE chairs and sponsors for their hard work. Please acknowledge their efforts with a round of applause. State officer candidates, please make your way to the front right corner of the room. We would again like to thank those members of the nominating committee who have spent countless hours this past week interviewing, evaluating, and ultimately deciding our next state officer team for the coming year. This process is not to be taken lightly. As your name is announced, please stand to be recognized. Carissa Florschinger, from a former state officer. Morgan Rose, former state officer. Frank Witt, industry professional. Tim Schaff, industry professional. Mike Phillips, industry professional. Pat Costner, industry professional. Anthony Hernandez from the Little Bighorn FFA chapter. Nora Goodwin from Victor FFA. And Trent Peterson from the Red Lodge FFA chapter. Let's give these individuals a big round of applause. FFA members, this week has been one big adventure where we have created connections that will continue to serve us throughout the next year. Soon, we will welcome 8 new state officers who will serve our association for the 2021-2022 year. These officers will grow exponentially over this next year, and at the end of their term, will have a deep understanding of service and leadership. Would the student members of the nominating committee please come to the stage to read the committee report?
Hello, my name is Trent Peterson, and I am from the Red Lodge FFA.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to bring forward 8 individuals who will serve as the 2021-2022 Montana State FFA Officer Team. Your 2021-2022 State FFA Parliamentarian from the Baker FFA Chapter, Sydney Karsten. Your 2021-2022 State FFA Sentinel from the Fergus FFA Chapter, Allison Denton. Your 2021-2022 State FFA Reporter from the Huntley Project FFA Chapter, Cody Johannes! Your 2021-2022 State FFA Treasurer from the Winifred FFA Chapter, Matthew Slivka! Your 2021-2022 State FFA Secretary from the Big Timber FFA Chapter, Riley Prather! Your 2021-2022 Second Vice President from the Moore FFA Chapter, Daniel Horn! Your 2021-2022 State FFA First Vice President from the Stillwater Valley FFA Chapter, Colton Young! And your 2021-2022 State FFA President from the Forsyth FFA Chapter, Joe Lackman!
President, I move to accept the report of the nominating committee.
There is an applied second. We shall now proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion passes. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you for the very first time your 2021-2022 Montana FFA State Officer Team.
And now, we'll hear from our state talent winner. The talent contest is sponsored by the University of Wyoming College in Agriculture and Natural Resources. Please give a warm FFA welcome to our state talent winner, Emily Coles from the Round Out FFA chapter.
To hear you knocking at my door. 'Cause if I could see your face once more, I could die a happy girl, I'm sure. When you said your last goodbye, I died a little bit inside. I lay in tears in bed all night, alone without you by my side. Good if you loved me, why'd you leave me? Take my body, take my body. All I want is, and all I need is to find somebody. I'll find somebody like you. The best of me, a part of me I'd never seen. You took my soul and wiped it clean. Our love was made for movie screens. But if you loved me, why'd you leave me? Take my body, take my body. All I want is, and all I need is to find somebody. I'll find somebody like you.
Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause for Emily. Congratulations, Emily, and thank you for sharing your amazing talent. At this time, we would like to welcome our new state officer team to the stage.
We're going to give them just a second. Somebody's back.
We will now induct them into their respective offices. These new leaders have worked hard to get where they are today. They will continue to inspire Montana FFA as they begin their own year of service.
These 8 new individuals are some of the finest our organization has to offer. This year will be the most incredible, fun-filled, exciting, busy, and most importantly, one of the most rewarding years of their lives. New officers, your team will soon become your closest friends, and we are so happy to know that this organization is in the hands of every one of you. Now it is time for us, the 2020-2021 Montana FFA State Officer Team, to turn over our positions so that these new state officers can continue to inspire and lead Montana FFA.
Sydney, as parliamentarian-elect, your duties include working closely with the President and all members of the delegation, ensuring proper parliamentary rule at all meetings and official functions. You shall protect the rights of the minority and ensure the rule of the majority. I am proud to present you with these suspenders that have been passed down to you and worn by me all year by the previous 18 parliamentarians. Sydney, when I met you at Gold Conference, there was just something about you. You were always the sweetest, kindest, most helpful girl in the room, and she even always gave me pity laughs at all of my really bad jokes. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy to see you standing up here on the stage, and I'm happy that you're taking over my position.
Allie, I now Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, read the wrong thing. Okay. Allie, getting to know you at Gold Conference was probably one of my favorite parts, other than the interviews and eating food around the table telling jokes. You were one of the first people that came up to me as a nervous little person, sitting down at a table all alone, drinking from my water bottle. You complimented me on it, and you had an amazing smile, which made me feel automatically so comfortable, and it allowed me to come out of my shell a little bit. Thank you so much for teaching me about interviews and giving me pointers throughout the week. Allie, I'm proud to present you with your new retiring officer pin.
Allie, as Sentinel-elect, your duties include welcoming our friends, caring for the meeting room and FFA equipment, and providing for the comfort of our members and guests. As it is also your duty to assist in conducting meetings and ceremonies. Allie, I honestly can't remember when I met you because it has been so long ago. I'm so excited for your year of service, and I was so excited to watch you grow through all 4 years. I know you're going to do great things. Congratulations, and I'm proud to present to you your new officer pin.
Max, I always knew you as the kid who could flip girls at the dance, you know, just the best jitterbugger ever. And it's been really nice being with you at MSCO, you know. You're saying hi to everyone, not afraid to spread positivity to everyone. And I know you've had such a great impact on me this past year. So I proudly present to you your offspring retiring pin.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cody, as reporter-elect, your duty is to inform the public about the FFA. You are expected to work closely with the media, including state and national FFA publications. You should keep a record of photographs and articles published concerning the FFA and its members, and you are responsible for compiling our FFA history. Cody, ever since I met you at ALC, first time I met you, I was very scared of you because you were you were a pretty cool cat. And with that, as I've gotten to know you a little more, and actually a lot more, you've turned out to be one of the most encouraging and kind-hearted people out there. You light up a room when you walk in, and you've had such a big impact on me, and have helped me through my most stressful times. And I am so proud to present to you your new officer pin.
Gracie, I met you at ALC, and the first time I noticed you, you were one of the only people that knows how to polka, which is pretty impressive in its own right. And I knew that you were destined to be a state officer, and remember at John Deere Ag Days at PLC, and I asked if you were running, and you said that made you feel good. I knew that Montana FFA was in good hands, and watching you be one of the leaders and people that I looked up to, I definitely know that I hope that I can serve this position as well as you have. So I'd like to present you with your retiring officer pin.
Matthew, as treasurer-elect, you have been placed in a position of trust. Your duties require you to keep an accurate record of receipts and disbursements and to provide regular financial reports. It is also your responsibility to assist in developing the association budget and managing sound financial practices. Matthew, I honestly can't remember the first time I met you because it feels like you've just always been around. Getting to know you over Ag Tour was such an incredible opportunity because I then realized that that's the person you are. You are always there for others. Your calm cadence yet unmatched enthusiasm for FFA and tractors is absolutely contagious, and I know that the treasurer position will be in wonderful hands with you. I am proud to present you with your new officer pin.
Gracie, I remember seeing you for the first time as a state officer at our ag tour, and I remember seeing you making these deep personal connections with other members, and it's something I admire, and I hope to model that in my year of service. From one number cruncher to another, I am more than proud to present you with your retiring officer pin.
As Secretary-elect, you've been chosen to keep accurate minutes of our meetings and to carry on the association correspondence. You should provide the association with the order of business and committee assignments for each meeting. You will also keep a list of members, a record of degrees awarded, and have custody of the Constitution and bylaws. Riley, I truly can't think of a more dedicated individual than yourself. I can't remember an FFA event where I didn't see you. You were always at J-Day, ALC, at Gold Conference. You are such an incredible individual who has a deep passion for this organization, and I know you're going to do an incredible job in this position and inspire so many members this year. So, oh gosh, I'm getting choked up. Congratulations, and I'm proud to present you with your new officer pin.
McKenna, over the years of us competing together, there was never a time that you aren't noticed in the room. You always bring a light and a happiness to the room that everyone notices. it is my honor to present you with your retiring officer pin.
Danny, as second vice president-elect, your record of accomplishments indicate that you have those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. You are to assist the president and the first vice president in directing the work of our association and preside over meetings in their absence, keeping all work effective. Danny, the first time I met you, I knew there was something special, and working with you last year on our state officer team, I formed the best friend I could ever have. You have such a dedication and loyalty to your friends and the people you serve. I know you'll do great. I'm proud to present to you your new officer pin.
Che, I remember that was the first conversation we ever had, and you were quick to correct me, and ever since then, we were standing on a stage just like this a year ago. And I'm beyond proud of you going through your state officer year this year and serving all of these wonderful members, and your dedication from creating your own chapter at your school to just continuing on serving with a huge heart. Wow, I am beyond proud to present to you your retiring officer pin.
Colton, as first vice president-elect, your record of accomplishments indicate you have those qualities of leadership, which we should all possess. You are to assist the president in directing the work of our association, preside over meetings in our absence, and keep all committees working effectively. I may not have known you for very long, but I know the first day of convention when I saw you chilling in the lobby on the couch, you're my kind of dude. The energy you have is phenomenal, and it's clear throughout the room. Last night when we talked for about an hour in the Ms. Madison room, I think, I could tell that it was going to be a good year. You are going to do so great this year and inspire so many members, and continue on with the energy of a first VP. I am proud to present you with your new officer pin.
Bailey, only knowing you as of this last week, I always knew that you were an amazing person. But sitting with you yesterday in that ballroom, I really got to see how amazing you actually were and how hard you work for this organization and everything you've done. And by the way, I found out this week that she's into CrossFit, so I knew not to mess with you because you would kick my butt. I am so beyond proud of everything you've done, and you have left me with big shoes to fill. I am proud to present you with your retiring officer pin.
Joe, as president-elect, you have been selected by your fellow members to be the leader of our association for the coming year. You are therefore responsible for guiding our association in all its worthy undertakings. May you work intelligently and seriously to fill the responsibilities of your office. Joe, when I first met you, I was very scared. You have a cool as a cucumber demeanor, and at first I was like, oh my goodness, this guy. But now I see that underneath that, you are a kind, warm, and loving individual who has shown himself to be loyal and caring to his friends. I hope that you continue that same attitude and spirit as you fulfill your service this next year. Remember your roots and stay cool. Joe, I am proud to present you with your new officer pin.
Brooke, you truly are an inspiration to me, and I'm very fortunate to call you a friend. Your qualities of leadership and your compassion and dedication has changed the lives of so many people across the state of Montana. You know, your strong heart, your spine, and your brain are some of your greatest qualities, and nobody would go wrong in incorporating those into their lives. Thank you for your year of service, and it is my honor and pleasure to give you your retiring officer pin.
It is an honor to be an officer in the FFA. From time to time during the year, you will encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will succeed and the FFA will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles of the FFA? If so, answer, we do. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your officers and set high standards of leadership for all chapter members.
Now let's take a moment to look back on the 2020-2021 State Officers' Year of Service.
Now, it wouldn't be a reflection on our year of service without first recognizing a very special individual. Would Mr. Jim Rose please come to the stage?
Come on. Yeah.
Is he gonna have to do the next? But because we had such charming individuals as Pork Chop or Bailey Gasvoda on the team this year, and Crazy or Gracie Took, among a few other star characters. Even though we only got to pretend that it was your birthday at a restaurant once, you still let us get soda with our meals, and for that, we are very grateful. Don't worry though, we'll still pop in plenty of times next year to make sure that we're bothering you aplenty. And each time we do, we expect to be showered in high chews. But in all seriousness, we have been so blessed to have you for your wisdom, sense of humor, and guidance throughout this year. Thank you for everything. Uncle Jim, Jose Rose, Mr. Jim Rose.
Six naps at 9. There's bubble gum in the baby's hair, sweet potatoes in my lazy 6, naps at 9. There's bubble gum in the baby's hair, sweet potatoes in my lazy chair. Been crazy all day long. Oh, been crazy all day long, and it's only Monday, Mr. Mom. Checkbooks, juggling bills, thought there was nothing to it. Baby, now I know how you feel. What I don't know is how you do it. Oh. Honey, you're my hero.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020-2021 State Officer Team. I would like to thank everyone for attending the 91st Montana FFA State Convention. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should be properly transacted?
Mr. President, advisors, please pick up any remaining chapter books and awards on the table outside the back doors of this hall. Everyone, please download your final copy of the legend as you leave. Additionally, lost and found items will be held at the association's office. The association would like to congratulate all the members on their accomplishments and wish everyone a safe trip home.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should come before this session at this time? We are about to adjourn this, the 91st Annual Montana FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow FFA members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this, the 91st Annual Montana FFA State Convention, adjourned.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Have your attention, please. Will the first place individual from the Livestock CDE please report to the tech booth to retrieve your pin?